Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you are well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more Reddit stories, and if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too, and let's crack on with today's first story. Much love guys. Now today's first story comes from I'm the Problem from the Relationship Advice subreddit and says boyfriend, male 23 of 2 years, had no birthday gift, card or plans for us and kept me waiting to hang out until 10 p.m. because he was playing video games. I no longer wanted to hang out after that, so he claimed I'm just moody and having an attitude about this. It's my birthday today, and some stuff went down with my boyfriend of 2 years that I could really need other people's opinions on. We're in a committed relationship for over 2 years, currently long distance. He only remembered my birthday because another friend congratulated me while we're in a group voice chat. He had no gift, card, or even a long sweet message for me, and hadn't even planned anything concrete to do together on my birthday. He did, however, say he'll be mine all day and would do whatever I want. I had to plan my own birthday and he would just comply to it, and not even that happened, as you'll see. He then added that just one thing needs to be done first, a PC game match, if that's okay. I agreed that of course he could go play that match. They only take 45 minutes and it was only 2:40 p.m, which he said he'd get done ASAP to make time for me, but he didn't. Instead, he sat in voice chat with his friends all day and left me to myself while he played a different game solo. He did make occasional small talk in my DMs, but the whole day went by without him doing anything with me, so I got distant in my replies. Not unfriendly, but less invested and affectionate. He said later, by 8 p.m. I should definitely be done with my match, else I'll just cancel that game match. But even then, he didn't. He finished by 9:30 p.m. The match can be played any day, by the way. He had me waiting till 10 p.m. before we could actually even start doing things together. He kept me on standby all day for video games and I couldn't go do much else, because he was supposedly going to be free to spend the day anytime soon. It overshadowed my entire day. So, when he hit me up by 10 p.m, I no longer wanted to hang out and gave a summary of the day and his total lack of effort as explanation, concluding that if I wait until only 2 hours of my birthday are left, even though he's been free all day, so I might as well spend the remaining 2 hours alone as well. That upset him. His reaction was insensitive and rude. He said too bad and he tried, that I gave him a fuck off attitude all day and that he after all offered to hang out. He claimed I just got a mood and added dismissively, whatever dude, enjoy the last 2 hours of your special day, I'm out. An hour later he came back pointing out that he now feels empty, hollow and worthless and is sorry for disappointing me and said he'd go sleep now. So am I just having unrealistic expectations in thinking that he should have planned at least something, written a nice long message or had any kind of small gift or have prioritized spending time with me? Thank you in advance for your time and opinions. Commenter says, no, he's gaslighting you. This is toxic. He sounds awful and you deserve better. Also, happy birthday. I'm sorry it's been so shitty, but there will be better days. Opie says, thank you. Hope the next one will be better. Commenter says, if you stick around and you're still with him on his birthday, give him the same he gave you. If he gets mad, just say, don't get mad because I pulled a you on you. Yeah, I'm petty like that. Opie says his birthday is actually in less than 2 weeks. I'll probably not buy the gifts I had planned for him anymore now, but if it comes to fighting fire with fire, I think that would end very nasty with him, so rather not. Commenter says, oh goodness. Okay, long story short, it's the age-old adage that actions speak louder than words. You put zero effort into making your day special, even remembering it for fuck's sake. He repeatedly made you an option, not a priority. Then he gaslights you to try and make you feel sorry for him. Yeah, no thanks. Is this a one-off instance or is he like this all the time? I would seriously reevaluate why you're allowing yourself to be treated like this. If this was how your friend's boyfriend treated them, what would you tell that friend? Because I'd tell them that they're worth more than video games and to find someone who appreciates their worth. Opie says, it's not the first time I felt neglected in favor of his games or friends, no. It's actually been a topic often. Commenter says, and why are you with this child for 2 years? Opie says, because I've had a connection to him, intense passion. Because we both had really awful childhoods. Because he felt unlovable and I wanted to show him there's someone who will always believe in the good in him. Bloody hell, you deserve so much better than this. Imagine forgetting your girlfriend's birthday which is bad enough in itself, then being reminded that it's her birthday and still putting in absolutely zero effort into making her feel special, like no gift, no card, just no plans, not even let's go out for a last minute meal. And then you're left there waiting all day because you'd rather play video games. And somehow, when she's understandably upset about this, you blame her attitude being the problem. Fucking come on, man. And it really just sounds like she wasn't asking for anything extravagant, crazy or anything. She just wanted to feel like she mattered to him, which is really sad in itself. And I hope Opie does realize in the update that she does deserve better and actually acts on it. So Opie came back into the post a week later and said, I figured people might be interested in the next chapter. The advice I had gotten in the last thread was very clear. To break up with that guy because he's selfish, immature, manipulative, and lacks respect. Well, I didn't get to that, and here's why. The next morning he sent me a long voice message to apologize. But it was not really an apology because he did say sorry and that he fucked up, but blamed me for the way he acted. He asked for a call that evening to hash things out. I agreed to listen to what he'd have to say, though my expectations were low after having heard his non-apology before and having made up my mind pretty much to leave him. Things seemed okay until I pointed out that while I understand his point of view, gaslighting and manipulating me the day before was still not okay. He got very upset about that and claimed, "This is too hard," and followed up with, "We should call it quits." So yeah. He first ruined my birthday and then broke up with me the day after my birthday and tried to make himself look like the victim in the process too. It was not planned, just an impulsive anger reaction, but he picked a day I sure won't forget. As you can imagine, I did not hold him back. We actually had a nice talk after that, and then that was it. Some point late at night, he left me a DM saying that he may feel things weirdly, but actually he loves me and cares about me. Frankly, I think he means that. But his actions have shown the opposite, and it has been enough. He didn't ask to get me back, so I guess he just wanted it out there. It's been a couple of days since that night. On the first night I cried a lot because despite all, I deeply cared about him and would have loved to make him happy. Just not at the cost of being disregarded and hurt too often. Occasionally he checked in on me since that breakup. I guess you could read that negatively as hovering, but I don't know. I think he just really wanted to be nice now and not leave burned ground. We rarely spoke though, and I mostly focused on my own interests and things that are good for improving my well-being now. His days barely changed, I guess. Excessive gaming, day to night. If possible, whilst hanging out in a call with his friends. Well, he'll no longer get distracted from that. I'm still sad, but also feel freed, and my friends and you, Reddit people, have been so supportive. Thank you to everyone who offered advice in the last thread. To new chapters. Cheers. A commenter says to OP, "This makes me so sad. I was in a relationship for 2 years that wasn't nearly this bad, but did involve me initiating about 90% of the time and being stood up nearly every other time I made plans. I remember receiving a notification on Valentine's Day, our anniversary coincidentally, that I had a gift ready for pickup and finally feeling a spark of hope inside. When I went to pick it up, it was from a friend. Remind yourself that you deserve better if you ever consider going back. There are far better things ahead. I'm proud of you for sticking up for yourself. I know it's not easy." Opie says thank you for the nice message. I added a little warning to his accounts that reminded me of what he is like. Only I can see it, in case I ever feel tempted. I hope that keeps me from taking him back when he tries to lure me back in. Another commenter says, next time he checks in on you, tell him you're still waiting on your fucking birthday present. Stop engaging with this dude. I know that's easy for me to say, but he has proven that he will blame you for something that is his problem. This is not healthy. Move on from him. Close the door, call up friends or family, and disengage. Opie says, nah. I want no gift from him anymore. In fact, even on that day, a really sweet message or plans for us would have been enough, though I would have gotten him a gift on his birthday. I don't reach out to him. I just live my life now and try to move on in peace. Commenter says, he says he loves you and cares about you. He doesn't know what those words mean. Cut him out of your life. Opie says, yeah, I think he really doesn't know. He grew up being abused and is on the spectrum. That does, of course, not give him a free pass to be a jerk, but I think he loved me the only way he was capable of loving. I think there is actually no malicious intent in his behavior towards me. He just really doesn't have more love to give, not even for himself. He's selfish, but he doesn't like himself. Absolutely the right thing to do was get out of that situation. Even his apology somehow became about what OP did wrong, and the second she called him out on it, suddenly the relationship is too hard and he ends it just like that. And OP explaining what happened in his childhood, etc., saying that he loved her the only way he could. Maybe that's true, but like OP also said, understanding why someone behaves badly doesn't mean you have to keep accepting it. Sometimes someone can maybe care for you if that's what's going on, but still be a terrible partner for you at the same time. But I'm glad that OP's feeling free after this, and I think the feeling of freedom in this actually says a lot as well. But what do you guys make of this situation? Let us know your thoughts, and let's move on to another story. Now, our next story comes from the Am I the Arsehole subreddit from Am I the Arsehole Throwaway 78, who says, "Am I the arsehole for getting mad at my boyfriend for throwing out my teddy bear? I have this light pink teddy bear I had for as long as I can remember. The teddy bear means a lot to me, even though the teddy bear is quite worn out and old. I keep the teddy bear on my side of the bed, and as weird as it sounds, I sleep with the teddy in my arms. My boyfriend dislikes that I sleep with a teddy bear because he thinks it's childish, but I honestly find comfort in it because, again, as weird as this sounds, this teddy bear was something I found comfort in since I was a little girl. When my parents would argue, I would hide while hugging my teddy in my arms. So I come back home from work and get ready for bed, and I can't find my teddy anywhere. I asked my boyfriend where my teddy is, and he told me he threw it out. I began to cry and told him to get out of our house, which he left and texted me saying I'm an arsehole for kicking a human being out over a dumb teddy bear. Am I the arsehole here?" The commenter says, "Info, why didn't he like the bear? Just because you slept with it?" Opie says he thinks it's old and ugly and doesn't like that I sleep with it. Luna says, "Did he throw it out like in your household trash? Were you able to retrieve it, or was it too late? If this happened like yesterday or something, you may be able to contact the transfer station. If it went into a community dumpster and it hasn't been emptied yet, you might be able to retrieve it. Someone from your local waste management organization may be able to help you. Then make your ex-boyfriend pay for professional cleaning and disinfecting and any necessary repairs needed." Opie says it happened yesterday. I looked through all our trash cans and couldn't find it. I'm really sad because I really love that teddy. My teddy helps me sleep at night. I'll try calling someone from my local waste management, but the problem is, I honestly do not know where he threw it out." Commenter says, "Not the arsehole. I have a white bunny named Cuddles, and if anyone threw it out, I would have the same reaction as you. Were you able to retrieve it?" Opie says, "No. I looked through our garage and sadly can't find it. Honestly don't know where he threw it out." Commenter says, "Did you find out which trash can he put it in, OP?" Opie says, "No. I looked through all my garage and couldn't find my teddy. I asked him where he threw it out, but he's not getting back to me." Commenter replies saying, "I'm so sorry. Do you have any pictures of her? Maybe I can look around online and help you find her original, and you can order another one." Opie says, "My teddy bear was a one of a kind. My grandma made her for me when I was just an infant before she passed away. I actually named my teddy bear after my grandma, Izzy. I don't think there'd be any teddy that could replace this one. I honestly am at a loss on what to do." I remember another story we covered some years back where someone's boyfriend threw away her old comfort blanket because it was worn and tattered, and I had exactly the same reaction to this. I mean, what is actually the problem here? If somebody I love has an old teddy, blanket, or whatever that is that brings them comfort, why would I care? They're not walking around the streets dragging it behind them. They're at home in the one place they're supposed to feel completely safe and comfortable, being vulnerable with the person that they love. If hugging an old teddy bear helps them sleep and makes them feel secure, let them hug the fucking teddy. And in this case, it was handmade by a grandmother who has since passed away. So throwing it out without any kind of permission is even more horrible." But OP does come in with an update and says, "Thank you everyone for the kind replies, everyone. You guys made me feel less insecure about sleeping with my teddy. I have some good news. My teddy Izzy was found unharmed. I ended up calling my ex-boyfriend's sister, let's call her Anne, crying my eyes out about what happened. I've never seen her so angry. She couldn't believe her brother would do such a thing and said she had talked to him, and a few hours later, I got a call from her telling me she has my teddy and she brought Izzy back to me. I was so happy I honestly thought I'd never see Izzy again. My ex-boyfriend never actually threw my teddy out. He just hid her in the glove box of his car. I don't know why he didn't just give her back to me, even when he seemed so upset with my teddy being gone. I've officially ended things with him because I don't think I'd feel safe with him around my teddy or my other valuables again. I feel so thankful for Anne. I plan on making her a thank you cake or making even a teddy bear cake. Lol." And I'm so glad that OP ended that situation. Personally, I couldn't have seen it ending any other way, to be honest. But again, just going back to this guy's thought process and just thinking, what was the end game here? I mean, you're with someone with a couple of years, you clearly know that Teddy is super important, likely knows the backstory to the Teddy as well, and then decides he's going to sneak it away and think Opie isn't going to have some kind of reaction. It's just so wild. But what do you guys make of this situation? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, and let's move on to another story. Now our next story comes from the Ask Men Advice subreddit. And it says, fiancé 23 female left me 25 male for someone she met at the gym. What now? Hi everyone. I 25 male was in a relationship with my fiancé 23 female for 3 years. I proposed in October 2025 and up until recently I genuinely thought we were happy. Last week she told me she had met a guy at the gym. Over a few weeks they got to know each other and she developed feelings for him. When he asked her out, it made her question our relationship, and she decided to end things. I'm still trying to process it. The shock has worn off and now it's just heavy. I'm dealing with anxiety, poor sleep, no appetite, and I can't focus properly. I wear a smartwatch and even my resting heart rate has been noticeably higher. I've got a high pressure job and I'm worried that this is going to start affecting my performance. I'm already going to the gym daily and taking magnesium and melatonin, but I'm still constantly on edge and nauseous. Seriously, I feel like I could vomit throughout the day. If anyone has been through something similar, how did you cope in those first few weeks? How did you calm your body down, sleep better, and start to feel even a little bit normal again? Is there any medication I can take to help with the anxiety and nausea? I'd really appreciate the advice because it could help me greatly through a challenging time. Thank you. Edit. I woke up this morning to over 300 comments on my post and honestly, I wasn't ready for it. I sobbed reading through all the advice and people sharing their own stories. It's so easy to forget there are real people behind the screen, but I'm one of them, and the few minutes you took to write a comment genuinely meant something to me. I'm going through what feels like the lowest point in my life, and somehow a bunch of strangers on the internet made it feel a little less lonely. So yeah, thank you. I will continue reading all your comments. Seriously. A commenter says, sorry to hear this. First, this relationship is over. The sooner you move on, the better off you will be. Note, if she comes back, it will be a mistake to get back together with her. She has already left you once, when your relationship was good and easy. I've been with my wife for over 30 years. Trust me, there will be trying times. If she won't stick with you now, she sure as hell won't stick with you when the going gets rough. I know it's hard to think about moving on, but trust me, do it. You deserve better. This didn't happen because of you. It happened because of her. Be grateful it happened now rather than later. You will find someone else. I had a serious girlfriend I was planning to ask to marry me. We broke up. I was busted for a long time. My wife is way better. My motto, keep moving forward. Work out, set goals, have fun. 1 inch, 1 step, keep moving. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. You'll survive this and be better for it. Commenter says, be glad you're young and you didn't get married. She did you a huge favor. Hard to see right now though. Commenter says, gym relationships are based on pure physical attraction. He's a pretty boy with muscles and she's obviously that shallow that it worked. If it makes you feel better, he'll dump her ass as soon as he's banged her a few times. She'll be devastated and will contact you again saying she's had time to think. Lol. Then you get to tell her how ass to get lost. Commenter says, she'll be back and when she does, slam the door in her face. Now I absolutely agree with the commenters that this relationship needs to stay over, that she's willing to jump out of your relationship just like that. I think the healthiest outcome is getting to the point where neither of these people mean anything to Opie anymore, which I know is easier said than done. But I think as horrible as it probably feels right now, he's only 25, they were not married, they had no children, and no divorce to untangle. I'm really hoping in the update that things are starting to improve for Opie. But Opie comes in 4 months later and says, hello everyone, around 4 months ago, in April, I made a post here that was probably the lowest point of my life. I wanted to come back with an update, partly to thank everyone who took the time to reply, but also in the hope that someone currently in the position I was in might read this and realize that things really can get better. First of all, thank you to everyone who told me she'd be back. I remember thinking it was strange that so many people said the exact same thing. At the time, I didn't really understand why. Lol, I still don't know what the psychology is behind it. Well, you were all right. 2 months ago in June, I got the call. She told me she'd been dating the guy from the gym, and unsurprisingly to everyone here, she slept with him several times. She said she'd woken up one day and realized she'd made a mistake and was willing to do anything to make the relationship work again. I declined and politely asked her not to contact me again. I also blocked her, her friends, and her family. Had it not been for the advice from so many people on my original post, I genuinely think I might have given in. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Today, I'm in a much better place and genuinely happy with my own company. I wanted to share a few things that really helped me. I stopped isolating myself. Instead of lifting weights alone, I started trying different classes at my gym. I ended up really enjoying them and met some great people that way. I went on a 2-week solo trip. I took myself out for meals, explored new places, and just enjoyed my own company. I read a lot of books people recommended in the comments. No More Mr. Nice Guy was the one that resonated with me the most. I leaned on my family and existing friends. I made a point of arranging lunches and coffee catch-ups instead of sitting at home. I started counseling. Being able to say everything out loud to someone with no personal bias helped far more than I expected. Most importantly, I embraced the time alone and journaled a lot. I learned a lot about who I am outside of that relationship and wrote down the things I wanted from my life. I've only recently started dating again and it's actually been enjoyable. I'm not rushing into anything. It's simply been nice meeting new people and learning about different personalities. Healing isn't quick, and the damage from the breakup definitely affected me. I still have some reservations about dating, but I've also learned about the boundaries I will never compromise on again. If you're reading this because you're going through something similar, please believe me when I say this. It doesn't feel like it now, but it really does get better. The person who walked away wasn't the right person for you. And to everyone who took the time to comment on my original post, thank you. Your advice genuinely changed the direction of my life. Pop Commenter says, I read your last post, man. Wouldn't it be crazy having a conversation with yourself now and yourself 4 months ago? Happy for you, brother, and happy in the knowledge that you're that much stronger now, and you know when things get bad, you can pull yourself out. Also, piece of advice. This time, date around a bit more. Be picky and find your perfect person. Hope you responded saying, thank you, my man. I vividly remember writing that post. I felt embarrassed that I was going to Reddit for advice at the time, but I'm so glad I did. It'd be so crazy to have a conversation with that version of myself. I felt like my entire life was over. Commenter says, knew she would be back. I'm glad you handled it the way you did and keep enjoying your life. Another commenter says, I guarantee you she didn't just wake up one morning and realize it was a mistake. That gym bro got what he wanted and moved on to the next one. Another commenter says, I love these delusional people who think they can have a backup in case new exciting doesn't work out. And I really did enjoy that update, and while everyone was focusing on the fact that she came back, which yes, is almost painfully predictable at this point, I think the much bigger victory is that he didn't need her back by the time she did. And the improvement in 4 months is pretty amazing. He couldn't eat, sleep, or concentrate and genuinely felt like his life was falling apart. And when she finally rang saying that she made a mistake and would do anything to fix things, he was able to simply say no and close that door. And that's a huge change, and I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall as she was phoning him. It would have been interesting to know if the gym guy did dump her, or maybe the excitement wore off, or, maybe she realized she actually threw away a good relationship, possibly. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. She made the choice, acted on it, and messed it all up herself. But I guess the favorite thing for me on the back of this story he wasn't trying to get revenge or anything like that. He worked on himself and he's better and more comfortable in himself. He traveled, he made friends, he spent time with family, went to the gym, went to classes, all this good stuff, went to counseling and learned to enjoy his own company again. It's just all a bunch of good things for OP, and I really do wish him the best going forward. But now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, just a huge thank you for being here today, getting involved in the stories, your love, your support, your time. It always means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much for being here. Truly, it is absolutely amazing. And hopefully, I'm going to see you in the next one. Take care and much love.